the Fandom Zone. In case you're wondering, I'm doing a creepy little thing with strobe lights. Woo. Setting the mood. But anyways, it is good to be here. I'm actually just doing this darkness scene to set the stage for my world domination. I'm just gonna sit like this and think about my plans. Anyways, tonight we have with us Stevie and Perp, and kind of changed up the setup of the people we normally have. So I'm just gonna go down the line, introduce everyone. Let's start with our favorite mythical land and the persons that reside in it. I say persons because Lethal will be probably on here sometime later. But Mr. Stevie, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them about the channel.
G'day everyone. Stevie J Reviews. I do reviews on movies and trailer reactions, live streams, all that kind of good shit. The latest one I have out, I think, is Den of Thieves with Gerard Butler, and the one before that, which I'm actually more happy with, was Danger Close, which is an Aussie war movie. So if you got time, check them out. Otherwise, just enjoy this show because it will be a good one.
Yes. And PB, yes, I am in dark mode. I actually did not turn on any of the lights because I am tired. And right on time, and somehow cut into like right where Perp would have been. LB, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Damn.
What up, everybody? I'm here.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I know.
You know, but Perp was saying, man, where's LB? I miss him.
No, I just fell that. Relax.
I'm here.
Hello, LB.
I'm only a DM away.
Oh. So yeah, it was hilarious. He was like, man, all these white people. I'm surrounded.
Hey, I like your setup. You're in a nice dark room.
Yeah, I know. Man, today's been a rough day. It's been bugging my eyes, and might as well embrace the Zod thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, Perp, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let people know what kind of cool stuff you got going on your channel.
You're this perp, and I'm the other black man on the panel. I talk about anime, movies, TV, and other stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. So,
anime, movies, TV, and other stuff.
Oh wow, I'm hearing double. Anyways, great to have you guys on tonight, and I got some great subjects picked out. LB, I know you questioned about one of the stories. I go, yes, I like the Asian culture, but it was about what the story was about, not because it came from that part of the world. But did you get a chance to read it?
Nope.
Cool.
Read what?
The better part of the stuff is hearing you read it.
Oh,
Read what?
Whatever.
Actually, I guess we'll start with that article. So, hold on a second. Let me just pull it up here. Oh my goodness! Sometimes this thing just pisses me off. Yeah.
Shout out to Terrence, wherever he is.
I know. I've given him links. Come on.
Hey, go ahead, bro. You were speaking, right?
No, I was saying he's a vigilante at night.
Hey, so like I was looking at one of Mad Squirrel videos, right? And I was looking at the comments. He just posts, "What up, Mad Squirrel? Terrence out."
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, he's funny.
I saw that comment.
I was like, this guy here.
Well, if you could hear us, man, we miss you.
I ain't say all that.
So, screen share time. We're going into our first topic, and the topic is Versace has issued an apology after T-shirt sparks an uproar in China.
Oh my God. Another
Yeah,
like one of these designers that makes some racist shit. Like this is nothing new.
the Italian fashion brand expressed its deepest and sincerest apologies after allegedly implied that Hong Kong and Manchu Special Administration regions in China are countries. The controversy also caused Ying Mei, its nearly signed China brand ambassador, to end her contract. So, why this is a big deal to them is because I've taught with a lot of Asian cultures, and it's especially been with like martial arts and stuff like that. If you mistake province regions, mix up different Asian like sections, or you mislabel them, they get really pissy because they all hate each other and they all have some kind of like 300-year-old rivalry with this one, or this one's father killed this one's father. And I mean, I'm not being prejudiced here. They really do hold grudges for like fucking years. So most of the hate for each other is like years and years old. So when a company comes out and they mistake uh, different regencies and whatnot, they don't take that kindly. So I found it hilarious. I wanted to bring it up because we always talk about how sensitive these people seem to be in like entertainment, like the SJWs and everything. But do you guys think culturally, people should be this sensitive, especially considering like it's been years now, and I don't know why the Asian culture always seems to get the most offended by these things. And I brought it up because I actually saw a fight that ensued because actually in my school, someone had said something in Chinese to someone who was Korean, and there was almost a huge fight about that. And my question is like, when is it like national pride, and then like just you know
You know, you saying this stuff, like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro. My interactions with Asians is minimal. Like it's always been. Like I went to a majority black school, so there was like two Asians in every class, just like 2 white people in every class. So like, other than me going to Chinese restaurants and stuff, I don't interact with them, so I don't know their culture, what they're upset about, what they're happy about. All I know is the stereotype. So you're educating me.
Yeah, I mean, I learned most of it through teaching martial arts, and like, man, they get very like literally wars have been fought for hundreds of years over like simple dialect disagreements, or someone saying something verbally like 300 years ago to someone's father, start a blood feud. I mean, and that's not a fucking over exaggeration, really. Families and houses have gone to war for years over shit like that. So, and now we're in a modern age, and they're mad at an Italian company that misspoke an Asian region. And my question is, LB, just from an outsider's perspective, do you think they really, in this day and age, should be that upset about someone kind of misspeaking as far as the regions are going and stuff?
No, I mean, like for me, it's like I could compare this to the whole Gucci sweater racist thing. So like, man, look, I don't care, bro. Like these companies gonna do what they do. You know, I can't afford Gucci. Like Versace,
Yeah.
I can't afford Versace. So why am I getting upset at something I'm not even gonna wear or buy?
Facts.
Like it's people that's sensitive just find things to be mad about, man. It's just like what you mad about at something that you're not wearing or buying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
fake
that.
outrage.
Go ahead, Perp.
Nah, it's just all that fake outrage shit. Like
Yeah.
like you shouldn't be surprised that like like Italian, these big name brands, they don't really give a fuck. Like if you're not white, they don't give a fuck about like your culture and shit. Like that's why they do these shits. Same thing with like the whole H&M shit. Like it's just stupid. It just makes them look dumb.
Stevie, what do you think about this? And when does it blur the line between national pride and just like being outraged, just be outraged?
I think what should happen actually is that this whole disagreement and being upset and everything should be turned into a new Jackie Chan movie franchise. That's what I think. With all the
That would
dubbing
be
and the
wonderful,
drunken
wouldn't it?
master. It's stupid, man. That's why I gave a stupid answer. Like, it's stupid. Just get over it, people. First world problems.
Right.
First world problems.
Like, now that you're talking about that, I want this movie made. It's like one man against a clothing label. It's like,
Yeah, well-
you mistake my father.
Starring Kanye West.
Yeah.
Kanye-
It's gotta be, the whole thing has to be dubbed, though. It has to be completely dubbed. And it's got to be the mafia, because it's Italy. It's got to be the mafia from Sicily versus Jackie Chan and China.
Oh my God, we need to make this happen.
So, like Robert De Niro versus Jackie Chan.
I'd honestly, I would buy that ticket. Hey,
But-
is this coming out? I want to pre-order.
Robert De Niro has to be dubbed as well.
Oh my goodness, that would be amazing. So yeah, I mean,
I was just gonna say, it's like, man, like everyone got their own right to be mad or whatever. But it's like, man, there's so many things in this world that deserve the attention to be really upset and wanting change to. But you're mad over something on a shirt. It's like, bruh,
Yeah.
it's just like TV or movies. Like, if there's something I don't like, I'm not gonna watch it. That's all you gotta do. Don't buy it. Don't look at it.
hey, squirrel.
What's up? Welcome back.
Yo,
Little Skrill.
hello, Perp. Hello, Stevie J.
Hello.
Do you
Hey,
see
squirrel.
my evil look?
Yeah, what's up with the dark background trying to be all menacing and shit?
I like
Oh, shit.
The dark makes you look super white.
It glows in the dark.
They go on the dark.
I feel like taken where you're just like, where is he? Where he's at? Ah.
Look at that. I do still see your white face, though. Look at that. Dude.
Yeah.
All I can see is LB's eyes. It's creepy. Mysterious.
There he is.
The stereotypes are real.
My God, man. Ooh.
Oh, super chat from the Senate. He says, "This is my last stream I'm gonna see before school starts, so it better be a good stream, bitch."
Go back. You got school in the morning? Get to them books. Stay in school, Senate. Stay in school. Don't drop out. Don't be a dropout.
Oh, speaking of which, we'll be talking about that too. I've got a thing about colleges as well. But I wanted to bring this up because me and Perp are going to be talking about this movie, and because we've talked about Hobbs and Shaw, and there's been questions about how well it's doing. So I pulled up an article. It makes me happy to report for once, because all the shit I hear about how, it isn't as good as the other movies. Well, Guillermo del Toro's Scary Stories tops new release with Hobbs and Shaw at 1. So Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark right now is at number 2, and Hobbs and Shaw is still holding on to number 1.
Wait,
And Once Upon a Time, huh?
Once Upon a Time got a 100 million now. That's dope.
Yep.
That's dope.
So all of the movies I've wanted to do well have actually been doing well. I'm actually happy.
That's good.
So
That just means like they're probably gonna get they're most likely gonna get a sequel.
Mhm.
Hey, General Zod. I don't want to be a downer, mate, from down under, but the Lion King's also doing very well.
The who?
yeah, I'm hoping to. Never mind. I can't get to my computer.
I'm sorry,
I'll just
brought up that heap of
Lion
shit.
King. Yep, you and me, Stevie, both have rage towards that movie.
It's
Oh my
it's a
God.
deep seated rage. Deep seated
Yeah,
rage.
you know what? We need to do a stream together and just talk about how much we hate that movie. Things wrong with it.
I am definitely keen for that because there's
Make
so
like
many
a
things to
6 hour
talk about.
live stream. Just going back and forth.
This here dark ink hurting my eyes.
So this week saw Disney execs proclaim that the core values in its acquisition of 20th Century Fox was the fresh, retrend possibilities. This weekend's box office bears out that vision, with 5 new wide-release films, 4 of which were in over 2,700 theaters. Total gross comes to about 54 million. The same weekend last year, 4 new titles took in 70 million. The 2019 year-to-date totals remain over 5 million short, or around 6.5%. The remaining
Wait,
3
Angry
summer
Birds 2?
weeks.
Angry Birds 2 came out?
Say again? No, they're talking about in the future.
Okay.
I forgot when it's opening. But the remaining 3 weeks see 10 further shots at glory. Sony has the Angry Birds 2 opening Wednesday, and if it dominates in a field of mostly minor performers, the sequel's first lesson of the summer will continue. Hobbs and Shaw repeated as number 1 in its second weekend with a gross of 25 million. Its drop of 58% actually is slightly better than the 2 most recent Fast and Furious entries. So while those ones did better, the drops between the movies were actually more significant than Hobbs and Shaw. So it's got legs, but it sold fewer tickets than any second August weekend number 1 title, either new or holdover this century. Which I disagree with. Seeing fucking like I've been selling Hobbs and Shaw tickets like crazy. Then again, I'm just one theater, so
Yeah. You are just one theater in Wisconsin. Remember that.
I'm just one man promoting
It's
Hobbs and
definitely
Shaw.
going to fall short of $1 billion. I don't think it's going to hit $1 billion.
No, but for a Fast and Furious movie to get that close, it's pretty damn good. Or Fast and
Furious
Furious
3 movies make $1 billion.
I would have to
Come on,
look
Zod, have your facts straight now.
I would have to look that up. I don't think the last 3 hit $1 billion.
What
but
is it? Apples and oranges?
Apples and oranges. No, we're not. We're not dealing in apples and oranges. I'll look up those stats after the article.
I think the last 2 did hit $1 billion. So I know 7. I think was their first $1 billion.
I know 7 hit $1 billion. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did.
All right, let's see. Worldwide. Okay, so the past 2 movies made $1 billion.
Oh, interesting. So wait, 7 didn't make what? No, 7. That would be 7 and 8, right?
I just said the last 2. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of them. I can't remember which is 7, 8, 9. God damn, there's so many of those movies. With likely strong growth ahead, China and South Korea Hobbs and Shaw with 100 million as its domestic share so far is at 333 million total worldwide. With those new countries, it looks like offshoot from this huge franchise could hit at least 600 million. That would be enough of a theatrical haul to justify the 200 million production cost before marketing, though it will take post-theater revenues to put it into profit. But this is a franchise whose two previous outings grossed far in excess of 1 billion worldwide. The Guillermo del Toro co-produced Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark led new releases. The PG-13 adaptation of the 1968 set popular children's stories is mid-level budget, 28 million. To give it its very due credit, it opened ahead of other horror and similar titles this summer, R-rated 2 in familiar franchises. 20 million isn't a spectacular number, but compared to other recent original horror titles, most of which didn't open as well, it is standout. And its difference is its rating. The caliber of its creative team, director Andre Orvadell, first gained attention for Troll Hunter, which was a good movie. Middling to favorable reviews all suggest it was a smart bet. In the future, however, it's likely the CBS Films production will go to streaming. Paramount has been more original than most studios this year. All three of their summer releases have been non-franchise, with Rocketman having a respectable run of 96 million domestic and the low-budget Crawl seeing a respectable response. Australian-made Dora and the Lost City of Gold, though hardly big budget at 49 million, is the most expensive. This adaptation of the popular children's novel scored well with its cinema score A, and with Latinos per Paramount, that group comprised 40% or 47% of the audience. But with 17 million as an opening number, unless this is an above average multiple and scores well overseas, this film still has its fate up in the air. It placed number 4 overall.
Hell yeah, with a $50 million budget, that shit only makes 17 million. That's terrible.
Yeah, and I've heard actually good things about that movie.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
I've heard that it has a very adult take. So,
man, did you see the actual, like, what do you call it? The replicas of the monsters, basically, or the creatures from the books for Scary Stories?
Yeah,
they're pretty spot on.
Wow, I was impressed. I'm like, oh, Del Toro.
Yeah, man, they got the perfect guy to produce. You can tell, like, even though it says he's a producer, his fingerprints are very heavy in that movie.
Yeah,
they went with a lot of practical effects.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, Del Toro has another flop on his hand.
Aw. No, I hope not. I mean,
No,
I think it's going to catch.
It's gonna make its money back.
Yeah, I think it'll catch. A lot of people are going back to school right now.
Yeah, all it has to do is make like 10 million. It's made its budget back.
Yeah, I mean, man, that was harsh. I love this.
I feel like that movie should have came out in October though, but I see why they wanted to stay away from it though. They wanted to, because it's gonna blow up. That shit gonna blow up in the fucking in the box office.
Yeah, I got people asking if it's already out now. I'm like, no, man, because I had my ticket already.
Yeah, like it chapter 2 is gonna dominate all of September.
Super chat from the Senate. My goodness, Senate. You need to, like.
He's holding up.
bend over the actor who plays Dora in the new movie.
Well, good. It's so nice to see he's handling his in heat moments the right way in a healthy, family friendly way.
Oh my!
I think by the sounds of that, Dora gonna Explorer.
Oh my!
Hey, how much did Dora make again?
16 million.
You said 16.
Yes.
What was the budget?
Like 50 million.
49.
Yeah,
Bruh,
50 million, and it made 16.
it's another one of those movies where you're doing stuff too late and you're just changing stuff to change stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the humor changed a lot because from what I heard, like when people described some of the jokes to me, I said, "Wait a second, that's a Dora?" They were like, "Yeah, man," and I was like, "I gotta see this shit now."
I seen the trailer. I was like, "Yo, this looks so low budget." I'm just like, I think they were expecting it with that 50, like almost $50 million budget. I was thinking they were expecting like $100 million opening or some shit like that, or close to it, because it's Dora. But I was like, no, Dora's not that popping like that.
No, like
If they had made it 10 years ago, it would have done better.
Yeah, if it was an animated movie, it would have done well. But now it's live action. People are not gonna go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Take the
well,
kids
people
to
are
see
going
that
to
shit.
look at it and go, #not my Dora.
And the kids that watch Dora are all older now, so it's just like,
yeah.
I have to read a comment. I'm not going to say who said it, but they asked the question: should Zod become a professional narrator?
fuck no.
Oh no!
in a land far, far away.
I mean, you could for those who have issues with insomnia.
Oh.
Let's go.
By the way, my dad sent me a comment on my video from last night. The broadcast. He said it was a great show, and then he told me stop eating cookies while I'm doing it. I go, you don't get the joke. Watch my streams. You understand the joke. I'm eating the cookies. Plus, I'm fucking hungry.
That's dope. That's dope.
And then you said kneel before Zod, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad has a sick sense of humor, so I tend to not do those jokes because I'm like, Dad, why would you say this shit to your son? What the fuck is wrong with my family? He was like, he called me up one time, right? It was like I had worked like a week in a row of just 7 a.m. till like 9 p.m. And then on here we had like day camps and stuff. And I was like, he just calls me up and he goes, "Hey, I got something to ask you." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Is your mom still hot?" And I was just hung up on him. Man, what? Like, who the fuck does that? Who calls? He's like, "Is your mom still hot?"
Is your
like,
is your dad like a white version of Shaft?
What the fuck?
That sounds like something Shaft would say.
The Senate just said Zod as narrator would be retarded, and I would love every second of it because it would sound horrible.
Go to sleep, son.
Thank
You
you,
got
Senate.
school in the morning.
Hey Zod, don't worry. I get far worse comments about my reading.
Thank you, LB.
And
guess
they don't spell yours correctly either.
I just found it so hilarious that someone who said that like had grammar errors, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting.
I'm down with the jokes, but you gotta come correct with me.
Yeah, the shit you be catching, I'm like, yo, these people sound retarded.
So I dug up an article and I found this crazy, and I want to bring it to you guys. A woman died after powerboat and sailboat collided in. For the life of me, please don't ask me to say that name. Nira
Huh? Oh no,
Bay.
sounds
Narragansett?
racist.
I think
don't know.
Squirrel.
Yeah,
I think Squirrel nailed it. Yeah.
Narragansett? Yeah, I'm not even
Bay.
familiar. I need to pull that article up to look at it. Where the hell is this in the United States?
Yeah, this is
Yes,
like
it
where
is.
East
And I will
Bumblefuck.
screen.
Like BC maybe or something? Watch it somewhere in Kentucky or something. I
It's
don't
probably
fucking
not even
know.
America. That don't even sound American.
It's in
Narragansett.
between. It's in between Timbuktu and buttfuck nowhere.
Oh, so right next to Michael K.
Yeah.
Okay,
Exactly.
so it was in Newport.
Okay, somewhere up northeast.
Yeah,
A
that's a weird
60-year-old
ass.
woman was killed Sunday after a powerboat and sailboat collided in Nura. Squirrel, you nailed it better than me.
Oh,
Bay.
Narragansett. I'm just assuming though, because I don't know.
Narragansett Bay. We're gonna go with it. It
Okay.
happened around 2:45 p.m. on the Jamestown side of the Peel Bridge, according to the Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management. Two-person charter sailboat was racing in the New England 100 region. No, that's not region.
Good night, Big Steve.
Big Steve.
Regatta. There we go. Ha ha. At the time of the collision, the U.S. Coast Guard at Narragansett Bay Marina Task Force and Newport Harbor Master were all deployed.
That's
She
interesting.
was okay. So a spokesperson, Michael Healy, said that the Newport Harbor Master was the first to the scene and recovered the woman unresponsive from the water. She was later pronounced dead. The victim's name has not been released pending family notification. The staging area was set up at the Fort Adams boat ramp in Newport, where investigators say both boats were towed. The Rhode Island Department of Environmental Management is leading the investigation. They have already determined that alcohol was not a factor in the crash. So that's crazy.
That's the way to
And
be.
yeah, that's all they got on it so far.
Excuse me.
But like, I found this intriguing because, with all of the shit we've been hearing with shootings and stuff like that, I've not like come across articles with boating accidents where someone isn't drinking and then they sail into someone. This was like two boats colliding, and I mean, one was going pretty fast, but I just found it like really intriguing. So, what do you guys think? LB, would you be sailing? Do you sail a lonely boat across the lonely ocean?
Absolutely not.
So you just never go out into the big vast sea and think about things.
Well, if you go out into the sea, you're not alone.
You're
Doesn't matter what they
sharks.
say. There are animals under that water.
Exactly. Yeah, I've seen the Meg, but you're not alone. Not at all.
Exactly. And that alligator movie that just came out, like, come on now. It's
Hey, you
real.
got jellyfish out there? I don't fuck with jellyfishes.
Have you seen Jaws?
Squirrel, what do you think about this?
I don't know. My first assumption was alcohol, but since they already ruled that out, I would say just people being stupid, probably on their stupid cell phones. Taking a selfie on the power boat or something. People are fucking terrible, honestly, on the like lakes and stuff. I mean, more people get killed just by not paying attention than they do drinking at times. So I don't know. I like sailboats and stuff, so it's cool.
yeah, I found it interesting, and I had no clue that squirrels had such good nautical science.
Well, we have like a whole like military campaign for the ocean, so it's good. We got all the water, sea, and air covered. It's good.
Oh, that's scary.
Deep sea diving squirrels.
Oh hell yeah! It's like Navy squirrels.
I hear the training's really intense.
It's nuts. Yeah.
It's nuts.
They're giving a Jackpot squirrel on
Killing me,
both.
squirrel. Killing me.
Oh man. Good evening to Venzo in chat.
Hey Benzo, welcome. Big Steve, good night if you're still there. If not, good night.
What was the point of that?
Extra tough.
But no, I mean, I found it particularly interesting because there was no alcohol involved, and for the life of me, normally when these things happen, it's always, God, I know I'm gonna play into the stereotype here, but a drunken sailor.
Well, it's true.
And I mean, so the fact that this seemed to have happened and there was no alcohol involved, I mean, they don't got the ages or the names of the people who were involved, except for it was an older lady on the boat. So
What if the story really came out and it was like the old lady's fault? Like she was going like, I don't know, like top speed, and like she was badass grandmas, and then she just went out like that. That's one way to go out. Who knows?
she's like, I'm taking the youth with me.
That's fucked up.
Maybe she just watched Titanic. She left the wheel and was up the front doing
Oh
the Kate
my
Leo thing
God.
up the front.
She was like, Jack.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. Oh. Well, her heart didn't go on, unfortunately.
I can hear the Titanic music right now. Just that's what's happening.
Bit of Celine Dion.
Terrible. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, and it's good to have something like in the news. I mean, it's serious, but we can have a chuckle at it because there's been so much fucked up stuff with these shootings and stuff like that. That I felt I wanted to do something lighthearted because I was like listening to some of it. I'm like, man, this Walmart thing and with the guns.
I mean, it's not that lighthearted. She like collided with a boat. I'm pretty sure.
Just the way you put it, Perp, though.
She probably like got hit by the boat, and by the time like she was in the water, she probably died by drowning. Who knows? Like if the boat like sank or anything. Interesting.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Well, we're all going to hell, but we'll have a good laugh on the way there.
It's all fun and games until we're on fire.
No, but I mean, it's like articles like this. Like there are certain ones where it's tragic, but then just the way they put the article, your mind starts wondering. Like shit like this, you're just thinking, Grandma, why are you out there like cruising on a boat, man?
She was by herself.
She was by herself, yeah.
But did they say that catamaran was part of a race?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what the fuck was she doing out there in the middle of a yacht race?
That's what I'm saying. I think it might have been her fault, yo. She got in the middle of shit that she shouldn't have gotten in the middle of. And
it's very possible.
She's floating around out there going, oh, jeez, that yacht's getting nice. That's getting closer. What the fuck? Oh, that's getting closer. Oh, shit.
Now she's swimming with the fishes.
Damn it.
Or
too soon.
Or she's living with Khal Drogo at the bottom of the sea.
Oh my.
Oh.
Damn, Aquaman couldn't come and save the day. Like
he couldn't. He was
I
too
know,
busy doing the
I know,
workout.
I know it's horrible saying jokes, but I know when I die, a bunch of my friends are gonna talk hella shit. I already know.
I accept
They're gonna be like, I love Perp, but you know, that son of a
He ain't
bitch watched
shit.
too much anime.
And one of my friends will be like, he still owes me $20. I'm like, no, fuck, I don't.
You have someone follow you wherever you go, they'd be like, hey man, remember when we were on Earth? You still owe me that fucking $20. I never got that back.
I'll be like, that
Yeah.
expired when I expired.
Yeah, it's like Ghost, but without the love story. Just give him my fucking $20.
You're so camp until you give away your $20. Oh man. But
She should
yeah,
have.
I mean,
Should have some floaties or something like that, though.
God.
Yeah, like
Oh,
those aerobics dumbbells that old people have. You know, when they're doing water aerobics, those
Oh,
like
Jesus.
dumbbells.
She's all jazzercising in the fucking ocean. Oh no. It's terrible.
Oh man. Where's Captain Planet when you need him?
And our thoughts and prayers are with the family.
Right.
Yes.
Disclaimer.
You know, I often wonder why sometimes in the comments people will leave me stuff like, you're an asshole.
Well, here we are. Alas.
No explanation or nothing. I'm like, which segment?
Exactly. You're like, it was such an early show.
I know, we're only 41 minutes in.
Oh, the therapy.
Well, at least you didn't pound in the description this time, like hashtag hilarious boat accident or something. Then you'd have 45 dislikes already.
How to lose weight on the ocean. Yay.
Oh god. Dude, that hashtag me too. You would have thought like I was talking about killing someone's relatives. I was like, fuck, 6 dislikes already.
Dude, that was so fast.
That was in like the first minute as well.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even post it good. I was like live for like 3 or 4 minutes talking about some bullshit. I didn't even think I got through the introductions.
No, I'm still doing intros and I'm watching it and I'm like, why the fuck? Oh shit. Yeah, I was down like 6. It was at 7 and then it went back up to 6. So I was like, okay, well that escalated quickly.
I go, well, me too, sensitive subject.
Yep, I guess like 3 dudes and a squirrel wasn't diverse enough.
Oh shit.
No, they looked at it and they're like, wait, a white male using the hashtag son of a bitch.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Well, you never know where this shit's going to end. Like, one of them could come on and be like, oh, this fucking ghostess, he doesn't have any ghost on his stream. My fucking God.
Oh, God.
He's only fluid one gender.
Oh, my God. He's not fluid in the afterlife. I don't get it.
We need afterlife representation.
Like, you can't see them, but they're still there.
Hashtag afterlives matter.
Oh, God.
Right.
Someone needs to make a meme like that with like Casper holding up a sign that says afterlife matter. Oh my goodness.
Funny.
So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and mainly because Hilary Swank was in that questionable movie that came out, and now I found an interesting article. And Hilary Swank says her desire is to tell stories is the same no matter who the president is. So I have a feeling this has to do with the heat that new movie is getting that's coming out. So I'm gonna screen share this and let's hear what Hilary Swank has to say.
Hilary Swank is bae.
Shit.
This comes to us from Variety, and Hilary Swank says her desire to tell stories is the same, no matter who the president is. And then she's holding up. I don't even know what the fuck that is. What kind of plaque is that? Can't.
So women plaque.
Is that a? I don't know what the fuck that is.
I'm not sure.
That is an interesting question.
National I'm
I
Special.
do.
Oh, that's right. Vagina award. Okay.
Yep, this is about what Trump said, of course.
You want to make the news?
One day after President. Yep, go after Trump. One day after President Trump launched an attack against racist Hollywood, a trade that appeared to be inspired by the movie The Hunt, whose release Universal has just canceled. Hilary Swank, one of the films. Wait, they canceled the release?
What was the movie about?
Interesting.
Oh yeah, because it's got shooting in it.
At
Whack.
people.
No,
They're hunting people.
and they're hunting people. Supposedly, it's
I feel like I've seen that movie before. It must have been like an Australian horror movie where the guy was going around sniping people, whatever.
Something to do with the creek
yeah, there was also,
and a wolf.
It was
Yep.
called something else. It was called something else. It just recently came out, like I think like a year ago.
There was
was
another
on
one that came
There's
before
been
that
another
with
movie
Ice-T.
too that was my
Ice-T was in
favorite
it.
movie, and
Hard to kill.
oh yeah,
Van
or
Damme.
Surviving the Game with Ice-T and Gary Busey. Same exact premise.
Surviving the Game from 1994.
Yep.
That was another one.
The 90s.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to think.
I'm
It was
in a
the
happy
exact
place
same
now.
thing almost.
Hilary Swank, one of the film's stars, told reporters at the Locarno Film Festival that it is important to celebrate our differences and that the president's divisive politics haven't changed her intent to tell meaningful stories. My desire to tell certain stories has always been the same, no matter who the president is, said Swank, who is developing a project about a Syrian refugee, of course. The choices that I've made pretty much inform who I am as a person. That's not going to change. I definitely make stories about the underdog. And, I stand up for human rights. Fucking people. Swank co-stars in the Blumhouse film about a group of strangers who wake up in a forest only to discover they're being hunted for sport by rich vacationers. Universal suspended its marketing campaign for The Hunt in the wake of last week's shootings. What's that? Did someone say something?
No.
Oh, it was this video. God damn video. They just randomly play, and it's like, do you want blah, blah, blah? I'm like, no, stop fucking playing. God.
General Zod has voices in his head.
They talk to him.
Universal suspended its
What now? You're cutting out there, Zod.
You're talking
You
like
said
a
boop, bop,
roboto.
boop, bop.
Boo boo. This robot. Your boat. Hello.
Hey.
Check your mic. Check your mic. Lee, check your mic.
In the wake of last.
Check
I'm
your
Hey.
mic.
calling the cops.
General Zod, it's too
Look up.
early to drop the mic. It's too early to drop the mic.
Industry. Hollywood, I don't go after in many cases.
What's up, here?
Lee. Lee,
Yes.
hey, check your mic, okay? Because like you went out for the last couple, like I'd say a minute. You were being Mr. Roboto, and then it was so bad you actually disappeared.
You sound like
I
what? What?
disappeared.
Great.
Yeah, there was like lag.
Oh, am I back now?
Yes, it sounds much better.
Fandom Zone Tech.
You glow in the dark.
Ah, Hollywood. I don't call them the elites. I think the elites are the people they go after in many cases, but Hollywood is really terrible. He said, "We talk about racist. Hollywood is racist. What they're doing with the kind of movies they're putting out is actually very dangerous for our country. What Hollywood is doing is tremendous disservice to our country." Later in the day, Trump appeared to take aim at the hunt while continuing his diatribe on Twitter. Liberal Hollywood is racist at the highest level, and with great anger and hate. They like to call themselves elite, but they are not elite. In fact, it is often the people that they so strongly oppose that are actually the elite. The movie coming out is made in order to inflame and cause chaos. They create their own violence and then try to blame others. They are the true racists and are very bad for our country. Appearing on stage with Swank in Locarno, Locarno on Saturday, moderator Mike Goodridge said he would not be bringing up the hunt for discussion. Swank noted that no one's seen the film. You can't really have a conversation about it without understanding what it's about. The two-time Oscar winner is at the Swiss Fest this week to receive the Leopard Club Award, honoring her career in film. The actress and producer. I swear, LB, they start making these fucking awards up. I've never heard of that ever.
You know, Hollywood is so bad until they stop signing her checks. Then she's going to have to change the tone.
Yeah, she's really sounding like a next level swanker.
The actress producer was at the ceremony Friday night in the Swiss city's 8,000 seat Plaza Grande. On Saturday, Swank spoke with Variety about her 3-year hiatus from film to care for her ailing father, a period that helped her discover there are other things that are important to her, such as her work as a humanitarian and entrepreneur.
AKA.
It was a wonderful time of redefining myself and growing up in different ways, becoming more liberal. I'm sorry, I added that last part. She said 3 years after revealing she has once been offered 1/10 of the salary of a male counterpart. Fucking Christ. Even after she'd won the Academy Award, Schwenk also tackled the issue of gender equality in Hollywood. Fuck you.
Loud sigh. Loud sigh.
That a woman sometimes made her feel like a second-class citizen. To this day, I still don't get paid equal to any male counterparts. She said, this hasn't changed. I don't think that there's fairness in that. No fairness. Swank nevertheless reflected on some of the gains made by the Me Too movement. Clearly, there's more opportunities, not only for actresses, but directors. And I think people on the crew as well. We're seeing more inclusivity. And I feel like not just with gender, but with race. Yes, with race. That's really important, she said. I think equality is taking leaps and bounds because it's never been there. But I think there's still a way to go. We still have more shit to force down people's throats. Asked if she might become more engaged as an activist ahead of the 2020 election, Swank said it was important to speak up in what you believe in, adding that if you're in the position to be able to help other people, no matter what that is, I think that you should utilize it. She continued, I don't step into roles to necessarily make a point. I just step into roles to be a storyteller of the human race, which is diverse and broad. Yet, all I have that same desire to give and receive love and to find our fullest purpose. In the end, that's what will always connect us. But I think it's also super important to celebrate our differences. God damn, that was moving. What a way to end an article. I'm inspired.
Okay. So I just want to say something really quick, right? So she bitched and fucking moaned about how much she got paid. That's not equality's problem. That's your fucking agent not doing their
Right.
job. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
I'll be right back. You guys continue talking. I gotta use the
Well,
restroom.
I was just saying, don't bitch and moan about equality. Talk to your agent and say, hey, motherfucker, how come old lady over there got paid 10 times more than me? You're fired.
And I mean, I would love to know, how do these people know what this other person is getting paid? Like, I mean, I haven't worked in like a job environment in over 10 years, so I don't know how this. I guess people talk about how much they're getting paid.
Well, I didn't realize that, but maybe in their industry somehow, maybe they see the contract somewhere. But even so, it's still the question is it all that they have the same agents and the agents are the ones that know? I don't know.
All right. And then, like she mentioned, she's a 2-time Oscar winner. It's like, okay, just because you win an award, it doesn't mean you can sell movie tickets.
Right. It's true.
100%. I think Ronda Rousey actually said that the best, because she was getting asked by feminism. I think it was actually here in Australia. Some feminist journalist was asking her, do you think that you should be getting paid the same as Floyd Mayweather, for example? And she goes, well, I think that I should just get the equivalent of whatever I bring in. So if I bring in the most amount of money, then I should get the most. But if I don't, then I should shut up.
Exactly.
I agree.
Right.
Really quick from chat. Lady Terrell. I'm sorry, lady. Hi, Lady Terrell. Her super chat is, what the frack? Karate chop this woman. Yes. And Continuum Truck says, people never talk about money.
Well, I know, just like it's a much lowlier profession, but nobody I know talks about how much they earn.
It's true. Well, yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean,
Like, I make $20 million a year. It's not enough.
Right.
Well, I think what. Sorry, go ahead.
Jeez, I didn't know you were raking it in like that, perp.
What's up, PB? You're late.
PB.
Your pay's getting docked.
I mean, that's my main issue with Hollywood. Like, you all are making millions. Yeah, my main issue is this: like, y'all are making millions of dollars, and you're complaining that you're not making, that a man makes 2 and you're only getting 1.5.
It's a lot of fucking money. Like, if somebody just give you $1 million, I'm like, all right.
I mean, they're acting like, okay, this actor is getting 20 million and they're only getting 20,000.
That's crazy.
Mega Jetty is in chat. He said he's greeting all of us on the panel. He's like, hey dudes, guess who has 2 thumbs and is a legit San Andreas car exporting businessman? This guy. Oh, man.
And then, like, she uses the typical talking points of all these people. Talk about equality, talk about race, talk about feminism, talk about Me Too. It's like, can y'all ever be real for once? Oh no, they're acting. Oh my God.
Right.
Like,
The world is their stage.
Like I don't care what another person's making. Like that's not my business.
Right.
Unless we're doing like a project, like if we're all doing a YouTube channel like together and we're doing live stream, then we split the super chats because it's only right. We're all here doing the same thing.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
if we're making a movie, and Mad Skrill's got the biggest name, I'm not going to be saying, look, we need to get paid equally because she's the one drawing the money for the movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think I don't know. I think the problem is Hollywood has been doing this for so freaking long that it's kind of interesting in a lot of ways because yes, there are real life circumstances that there is a little bit of an inequality in certain situations with gender. Okay, let's just say that. But in Hollywood, it's heavily weighted based on visual appeal and the vanity portion, right? So younger actresses are going to be more sought after than, let's say, an actress that's in her 40s, 50s, 60s plus, right?
Right.
And despite having Oscar nods and all these other things, ageism is going to come into play heavily, I think, when it comes to how they're being paid and things like that, because audiences are more prone to go and see younger actors in some cases than older actors, and more often than not, it's younger actors and actresses that they, whatever. But it's just weird. Like they just live in their own bubble, and they like to apply things that happen in their bubble to the real world, and it doesn't always translate well.
Yeah, and to add on to that, it's like I read these interviews, and a lot of them are saying, like for example, Octavia Spencer, she won an Academy Award a few years ago, and she was talking about how she had to get Jessica Chastain to fight for her to get a higher salary. I'm just like saying to myself, okay, why is another actress fighting for you to get a higher salary? Like you don't have an agent that can do this, and like why
you need a better agent,
right? And not only that, it's like why are you accepting roles for this amount of pay if you don't think you should be getting this much? Like you can reject the role for not getting that amount of money. If they really want you, then they'll pay you more. Like these people are like they pay. I mean, it's just like real life. Like a lot of people complain about things, but they still do it because they're getting paid. It's just like you gotta have a backbone with stuff.
Yeah,
really
if it
quick,
was a situation where you don't have a choice, like, okay, in the service, I heard a lot of bitching and moaning, and like, you could do that, but at the end of the day, you don't have a fucking choice what you do because you signed on that line.
Right.
But with these jobs, dude, like you were saying, LB, you could just say no.
Right, right. This
you don't have to take it.
This is acting. This is not working at a retail store. You have to work because you got kids and bills to take care of. Like this is acting. Like let's be real.
And a lot of these actors and actresses are big enough, and they got enough money where they can just start their own production company, and and just do it themselves and cut out the middle.
The thing with that is a lot of people don't believe in themselves and they don't want to spend their own money. It's that. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't fault them for not wanting to start their own business, but everybody ain't a boss, Everybody ain't built to run businesses and all that stuff. Some people just want to do what they're good at. Like some of them probably just want to act. They don't want to deal with all the extra stuff. But like, man, like these complaints, these people we have, it just falls on deaf ears to me.
And we have damn internet in. Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
What?
Well, welcome. You sound like someone we know.
Oh, do I? Yeah, no,
could you not hear me before, Stevie?
No, I can never freaking hear you for the first 10 minutes or some shit. That's why I had to disappear and come back.
I was wondering if you were going to be able to hear me, damn internet.
I had to go and wrestle my phone signal back from a dingo.
Freaking dingoes.
I know, they're troublemakers.
Yeah, like Matt Skrill said in the chat, well, you can read it yourself. You're here.
I can read?
Matt Squirrel in
You
chat
gonna have
says
Zod read
she's
this?
complaining about equality and in the
Hey,
same breath.
I don't want to hear you read her message. Her voice is better than yours.
Oh my.
Dad,
Oh,
actually, my dad told me the same thing. Creepy. So go ahead.
Oh my.
Yeah, your dad's a G. Yeah, yeah. You gotta get him on a live stream, yo.
That would be hilarious.
Oh my god. There'd be like there'd be General Zod and then like General Zod's dad. So
There's an idea. Help Zod get the
that is
500
just
so
a
he can get his father.
retired General Zod.
Oh my.
Help Zod get the 500 so we can get his pops on a live stream. You know?
Yeah.
Who said he'd do it?
You need an
Okay,
incentive
Matt
to get
Squirrel,
pop.
read this so that we don't have to listen to Zod.
Okay. First thing is hello to Generation Productions who popped into chat. And Mega Jetty 1 also had said, that's right, I went across San Andreas and drove 30 cars all the way back to the San Ferrero docks to be exported. Thank you. And I was telling he was asking me what we were talking about regarding Hilary Swank, and I said that she's complaining about inequality in the same breath as she's telling stories in films despite who the president is. Hello there, Slasher. And Mega Jetty did respond to that, and he said, now I'm worried about her being in Cobra Kai because the events of her film are canon and talks of her popping up were in the air.
Oh, she is gonna profit. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
My rebuttal to that was, I think she'll be fine. She apparently needs work.
Yeah,
Well, that just
most
got me.
directors are not there. You could tell by watching the show they don't play that game just by the references.
She wouldn't even be that big of a character. Like, should be a bigger character for Johnny than like anything else. But
Well, that got me.
Yeah, she's in the Karate Kid movie no one remembers.
Well, mentioning her being in that got me thinking about deaths in film and in TV shows. And I thought to myself, well, hang on a minute. This is all going very far, this Me Too, equality crap and Mary Sue's. At what point are they just going to say they're going to outlaw female characters being killed in movies and shows?
that's gonna happen probably in the
I
next 2
don't know,
years.
damn internet.
Yeah. Well, why don't we ask the damn internet?
Flasher said something about that. He said, wait, Mad Squirrel, did you actually unleash a bunch of squirrels? Is that what I'm hearing? No, that is Stevie.
That'd be terrifying.
He's with the dingoes right now.
That'd be terrifying if a squirrel sounded like that. Like, I wouldn't want to fuck with no squirrels.
What?
And hello to Kermit the Log is in chat. So hello, Kermit.
Yeah, squirrels don't
Kermit.
make noise.
Yeah, that's what I want. You didn't make noise.
Squirrels make noises, dude. We have a battle cry and everything, dude.
Interesting.
Oh, you talking about the noises in my background?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that like birds chirping? Like it's a morning time over there?
No, it's the afternoon, mate. It's just nature. That's where I live, you know? Nature.
Yeah, if we've heard PB's background, it's bears and dogs.
Oh, I was going to say, how can you hear cheese?
Yeah, you can't really hear cheese unless you hear the squeaky cheese curds in the bag.
You could hear his joy from eating cheese.
So
that's true.
You said Kermit the Log's here?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I got a quick story about him. So they was talking about him in Abinaz's birthday live stream, right? And the guy who scored his short film. So I couldn't post his video because I wasn't a mod yet. But I watched his video on mute while I was live streaming, and yeah, that was something special. I'm afraid to watch it with the sound. I might just have to treat that as a silent film for
now. Kermit has a great channel.
That scares me or entices me.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Kermit, that man, the man behind that is wild. Like he's something else, man.
Yeah, he's funny as shit.
Yep.
So the moral of
He's a professional, unlike our narrator.
yeah. So the summary of this Hilary Swank article is: complain about the president, complain about not getting roles, say she's for diversity, and she wants more money.
Hey, if I was getting rolls, I would want to get the ones that are from Golden Corral. Those are delicious.
Oh shit.
Mega
Their honey
Jetty,
butter?
I would answer that,
Yummy.
but I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Mm.
But I will DM you what I think. So,
Your dad's here.
Are you for real?
Yeah. General Todd, your dad is here, and he
It's
wants to know why
Lee
there's only one
Cole.
person showing.
I
Because we're promoting black people tonight.
we're very diverse and inclusive.
excuse me. I'm no longer.
There's a. We get a flash of a white guy occasionally.
He glows in the dark. Zod, come closer to the camera.
I'm identifying as a red
Holy
man.
crap.
Do you know what you say about all this? You just say, damn internet.
That damn internet.
Oh, shit.
Just real
That
quick,
doesn't sound like a half bad name.
I just wanted to give a real quick shout out to Kermit the Log, because he probably gave me the nicest comment anyone's given me on one of my videos. So thanks, Kermit. Appreciate it, my friend.
What did he
Yeah,
say? I
Kermit's
like the
good.
size of your knife.
Yeah, no, he said fuck you, Stevie J. No.
And that was the nicest comment ever.
No, he said
Well, no, because someone acknowledged Stevie J, and normally he's used to being oppressed.
Exactly. No, he just said that he always likes my videos and that I come across really professional. So that's what he said.
Aha.
So yeah, I just appreciated it.
Lee Cole in chat says, "Hey son, you need to get yourself a better camera."
I have the lights off. It's been a long time.
I have the lights off.
Hey,
Cameras
My eyes hurt. I'm a Kryptonian supervillain, but my eyes hurt.
Kermit the Log, you need to put like Muppet tags in your videos, man. Put like Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy and stuff.
Are you checking his tags, LB?
Maybe.
Lee Cole, I would say, I guess it would be General Zod's. What do you call it?
He's retired General Zod.
That's right. Retired General Zod says, "Pay your electric bill."
Is this really your dad right now?
Yep, that's really my dad.
I feel like I need proof.
Good morning to Wicket and Friends parody. Good
Hello,
morning.
Wicket.
Zod, put on the gator
Like,
hat.
what's that in between
Zod,
thing
make it
supposed to
extra
say?
creepy. My hat is actually in my vehicle, and that's far away.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure, but it looks like a coat hanger to me. What's up with that?
Like it says Biz reverse RO Productions. The hell's up with the reverse R's?
It's code.
I never understood it. I don't speak
Slash
that
mix-
language, Zod.
Slasher McSplitter in chat says, "Zod, put the Gator Hunter hat on and your sunglasses, make it extra creepy." We gotta call him something like, I don't know, what would be above General? Would it be Colonel?
Yeah.
Above
Okay,
General
Colonel.
is like
No,
a
Admiral.
Major General.
Admiral. Okay, Admiral Lee
Admiral
Cole
is
says,
in the Navy.
Yeah, but that was
That's
above
fine.
the general for us.
Just go
I
like
forced
president.
myself. He said, okay. At the Admiral Lee Cole says, I forced myself
Yes.
to stay up and watch Aquaman. I just wasted 2.10 hour of my life.
The highest rank is Sergeant Major of the Army. The E9S.
Ah,
LB, did you hear what she just said now?
What?
Huh?
What she said about what Oh God, Admiral Cole said about Aquaman.
I forced myself to stay up and watch Aquaman. I just wait. Hey, you a real one for that one.
Yes, but did you get the question is did you get confused between whether you were watching Power Rangers or Aquaman? Because I did.
The former admiral now he wants to be called Dictator Cole. Okay, that's acceptable.
Okay,
As
that's
long
fair.
as you pronounce it right.
Yeah.
Wicket and Friends says pay your electric bill or the government will drop an opaque dome over your house to kill your solar panel. Yay! So anyway, Wicket also said that it's Bizarro Productions. So it's Wicked and Friends, Very
Oh.
Bizarro Productions. Thank you very much for the clarity.
All right, moving right along. We have a article that I will let Mad Squirrel read because apparently she has a more pleasant voice than mine.
Really quick,
Why don't you ask?
It's not.
Really
It's
quick,
not apparently. Yeah.
Zod, General Productions asked, General Zod, why are you in the dark, Gen Z man?
I just felt like not turning on the light.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up that article. Damn
So,
it!
so General Zod, you could be like, hey, Mad Squirrel, would you like to read this article for me, please? That's all you have to say. You're like, nah, Mad Squirrel, read this article, bro.
Yeah. He might think he has the squirrels in slavery, but he doesn't.
I have a quick question. Stevie, are you turning left or right?
I'm turning left right now, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you. Damn internet.
Lee, can you send
Damn
me that
internet.
article? I want to make sure I have the right article.
So
I
I've just
certainly can.
Yeah,
I've just figured out why General Zod really has the dark background tonight. It's because his sources are in the background.
Oh, those fucking raccoons!
He doesn't want anyone to see them.
Trash pandas.
Pandas.
Little trash pandas hiding back there, handing him notes every couple minutes. He disappears. I have to use the bathroom. Wink, wink. Dictator Lee, your son has an issue with the potty. He doesn't know when to go. He has to mute. He's like, I'll ask a question and leave.
Well, I figure you guys could have a rousing conversation.
So, General Zod, Venom would kill Aquaman real easy? Is that a fact?
That is a fact. I mean, he's a symbiote. He can regenerate. He can bite off Aquaman's head. I mean,
I mean, I assume he was talking with the trident at full power. Like,
yeah, I'd still take Venom for the win. Venom can regenerate. And that suit. It'd be really tough to get through the suit.
Now, are you going to let her bring up this article, or how are we doing?
Yeah, he just sent it. Yeah, I couldn't scroll back into the chat for whatever reason.
Gotcha. Nope, I know exactly what you mean.
He was acting like an asshole. Oh, this isn't an article. It's a link to Twitter. Okay, so.
I
don't even know what I said. Oh, good. I was talking out loud. I don't know. Okay.
He was acting like an asshole.
I'm so glad that escaped your brain, girl. That's hilarious.
Oh, what's the timestamp on that? That's a 118. I gotta write that down.
Oh, you sent me the Twitter thing, man. I pulled up an article, the actual article.
That was not the one that I said.
I know. You sent me another thing. It didn't link me to the article. You know what it sent me to was just the listing of a generalized article on Twitter that wasn't actually an article. It was just a summary feed off of Twitter.
Typical.
So that's what I was like, oh, this is being an asshole, but it came across the other way. So I apologize. But I didn't fucking think about what I said. Okay. So we're reading this. All right. It's from Gizmodo, as much as I love Gizmodo. Anyway, dozens are arrested at the hashtag Jews Against ICE protest at Amazon store in New York City. Jewish community group protesting Amazon Web Service AWS cloud computing contracts with and other technical group support for immigration and customs enforcement says that dozens of their members were arrested at Amazon bookstore in Manhattan on Sunday. Sorry. Sophie Elman Golan, a volunteer organizer with Jews for Racial and Economic Justice. This is a long acronym. That's ridiculous. And one of the leaders of the Never Again Action told Gizmodo the hashtag Jews Against ICE protest drew around 1,000 participants and resulted in roughly 40 arrests of demonstrators, including rabbis and other prominent members of the New York's Jewish community, such as City Councilman Brad Lander. Oh, he's probably going for re-election, isn't he? The activists rallied on Sunday outside the Amazon
For sure.
retail location, on East 34th Street to draw attention to AWS cloud contracts with ICE and Palantir Technologies, which provides agency with data to use in immigration raids and other enforcement actions. Donald Trump and his administration has described immigrants and refugees in broadly racist and bigoted terms and has directed ICE to carry out mass raids targeted at undocumented immigrants in their homes, workplaces, and communities. Oh, God. So, Amazon ties to law enforcement have proved controversial, even internally, where employees last year sent a letter to CEO Jeff Bezos asking him to stop selling the company's recognition with a K, because that seems trendy. Company's recognition, facial recognition to law enforcement and boot Palantir from AWS. While Amazon said last year it does not have any contract to provide this recognition to ICE or recognition. Fuck them. Anyway, it reportedly did pitch the agency on such a deal, and AWS hosts much of the agency's digital infrastructure. Okay, so here's some photos from the scene. I guess I'll bring these up.
Look, Benzo,
So
human. That's clever.
I like how it
why
fits
is
in
it
just right.
whenever I hear ice raid, I always think it's somebody out there stealing somebody else's ice? Like you went to the gas station and you went to the cooler and you grabbed 2 bags of ice and then you just left real quick. You didn't pay for that shit. Ice raid.
No, it always reminds me of The Big Boss, Bruce Lee's movie, where he's breaking
Yep.
those ice fucking things. Awesome.
God.
But
So much.
To what you said, Squirrel, about how that fuckwit changed the C to a K because it was trendy. I can think of a word to describe him where you substitute a C for a K and it rhymes with front.
Ooh, it's like rhyming day. Oh, man.
Wait, did you mean to say cunt?
Maybe. Oh, no.
Yes.
How dare they?
Oh.
Oh, man. So anyway, that's the
Come on, we were talking code, PD. Damn it.
all code all night.
Whoops.
And
My
I did mean it in
cheese
the good
head
way.
can't handle that.
So, when I skipped ahead a little bit, the photos posted to Twitter by the organizations included, and others. Included. Jesus, sorry. I'm really tired and I'm saying crazy shit. So, photos posted to Twitter by the organizations involved and others showed activists marching down the streets before occupying the store, praying and singing songs, including I can't pronounce any of that Hebrew song, and that urges against giving them the food. And at some point, New York PD officers, huh?
I spit my water all over the body.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. At some point, New York PD officers entered the location and took protesters who refused to leave the premises into custody, the photo showed. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
And before you continue, why are the Jewish people protesting? Does anyone know? Why are the Jewish people protesting ICE that's coming after immigrants? Last
Well,
time I checked,
let me see.
they
I'm gonna
had
share
no horse
something.
in this race. I
Because
don't
they
understand
don't
it.
serve any pita bread.
That's so true. Oh, 1 second. I'm gonna pull up some of the. I was trying to do this earlier, but it would.
Oh, you're gonna pull up some source that's better than the source that Zod found?
Oh, you mean the Twitter feed that goes to Nowhere Town? No. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, but um.
Damn internet.
um,
Yeah.
yes and no. I'm gonna show you some of the protest signs. Okay, so here's some of the signs they were carrying, and I don't know if you guys saw these earlier. I can't. I don't know, but no to
No to
camps.
camps.
hmm
Close the camps.
And it's hard to
Look,
see,
that
but
chick doesn't have any money. She
this one
just
right,
cut out cardboard.
yeah, exactly. That chick to the left there on her wrist, she has. It looks like she has numbers written. And I'm like, oh man. And so here they are. And then I'm gonna share the other screen here in a second. I have to kind of. I'm switching around because I don't want to just use my general tabs. It'll be a mess. Okay, so this is the other photos from. Here we go. So they're holding up a sign that says "Never again" means never again. I'll tell that to the UN. So, and then we got these more of the same signs: "Don't stand by the blood of your neighbor. You shall love the immigrant." And they're quoting.
See, look at that. Hold on a second, Squirrel. Look at the lady holding that, and she's got a pissy look, and then they're demanding, "You shall love the immigrant." Like, that's a threatening sign. Like, I thought they were supposed to be like support, blah blah blah. She's like telling you, "You will love immigrants." It's like, what?
And quoting the Old Testament. That's interesting.
She looks like she's got about like 50 cats at home. No offense to people with cats, but she just looks like one of those people.
And here's another one. Amazon causes family separation.
What the fuck?
No, they don't. They deliver things quickly. If you have Prime, you can have 1 to 2 day delivery service. So order through Amazon Prime now.
Actually, no,
again.
that's not true. My parents actually got divorced, and the reasons on the papers was Amazon. They just wrote Amazon. That's it. We can't.
Oh man. Damn internet.
What a bunch of fucksticks.
So anyway, that's all the. There's a bunch of other photos of them they took to the streets and run around and stuff like that. So, oh, these wacky kids.
LB, are you gonna protest Amazon's mistreatment?
Let me tell you something. A lonely man will never ever protest anything, because that involves being around people. I might have to make a video about this foolishness.
Like, this thing, like, what? I'm still trying to figure out why the Jewish community is pissy about this. Like, you read this article, I read through the article, and I still don't understand why the Jewish community is like, oh yeah, you know, love the immigrants. Like,
It's because you're not using today's logic, man. Amazon is Hitler. Didn't you know that?
Whoa. Hold on. There's logic today?
Not
Where?
Not in the sense that you and I understand it, PB.
What is
Oh.
I don't know. It's this like lost relic of you're supposed to like think about things. You're supposed to have reasoning and deduction.
I don't know what logic is.
Today's so-called logic just means basically that if you don't like something or you don't agree with it, you just call it Hitler. So for me, I'm like, fucking Aquaman, fucking Hitler.
I put Dictator Cole says because they're
Because
Jewish.
they're Jewish. I don't think you have a deep enough voice for Dictator Cole.
Mhm.
Y'all better stop dissing Jewish people. You know what might happen to you.
Yeah,
they'll come
Hollywood is
after all
gonna
the money
send
I have
ICE
in the
to come and
bank.
get me.
By the way, I have something to tell you all.
Oh,
Yeah.
You did it?
I'm actually 2% Jewish.
2%.
Oh,
Oh,
that
my!
was disappointing. I didn't think you were going to tell me you were Jewish. I thought you were going to say that you just like miraculously broke 5K.
Oh, no.
You said it was going to happen on like Wednesday or Thursday. And I was like, oh, you did it early.
No.
He's like, no, man, I'm 2% Jewish.
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit.
I thought you were gonna say I just saved money by switching to Geico.
No, I use Geico. I don't save money with them.
You live in Florida, you don't save money.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm 2%
Well, I mean-
Jewish. So watch what you're saying about my people.
Shit. I should be getting a discount then. What are you talking about? I don't get no discounts.
A
Dictator
black
Cole
British
says-
Jew. Interesting. Those are some
Dictator
strange
Cole
boxes you're
says-
checking.
Hey, it is what it is, man.
Oh, Dictator Cole says, my voice is like Sam Elliott's, not like my son, who sounds like his nose is busted.
Wow. Did you abuse him as a child?
Oh my god.
Oh, and
Oh,
Mega
shit.
Jetty, I'm just gonna answer your question. Yes.
Yeah.
Dictator
Roadhouse.
Cole was around when Roadhouse was made, and before that, when they used to travel in horses and carriages.
You answered his
Jesus.
question improperly. You were supposed to answer his question like this. You go, Mega Jetty, I'm going to answer your question. Roadhouse.
No, you gotta go Roadhouse.
I'm
Generation
not Peter Griffin.
Generation Productions in chat says Amazon causes family breakups when Mexicans post their kids in an Amazon box across the border or Abu Dhabi. LOL jokes.
Oh, I just want to, for a gag, I just want to see a Mexican with a sense of humor ship himself in an Amazon box over the border.
But here's the kicker: after all this bad press, would Amazon report them at all? Think about it.
No, we'll just return to sender.
Oh my god. I had to bring this up because, like, this guy Bezos has been attacked like viciously. And look, it's the government. If they want, there was wasn't there a thing with Apple a while back? Remember when they were the phones? They were trying to unlock the phones, and the company
Apple makes phones?
allegedly, the company wouldn't give the codes to the government. They had to get court orders to get them to open the phone. And these were people who had killed people, and they were trying to use the tracker on the phone to trace their location. And Amazon was being not Amazon, Apple was being a bunch of assholes and wouldn't release the codes. They had to like go to court and fight it and get subpoena for them to unlock the phones.
You're supposed to say
Well-
that they were being apple holes.
I just want to point out that apples don't equal oranges.
I do
But I
agree with
love them both because they're delicious. Delicious.
These oranges are more delicious.
Yeah, I agree with Dictator Cole. Apple was right to prevent the government to unlock the phones because that was
hell
a
yeah.
privacy issue. Hell yeah. Fuck the government on that one.
Well, I understand both sides of the argument, because what if you have like
You don't
someone who's-
understand either side of the argument, and you're going to try and play devil's advocate for both.
And the
Yep.
dictator in chat says, son, get your facts straight.
You know what? I'll talk to you later, sir. Anyway,
Sir.
Oh, a random like dictator appears in the background. All we see is like a small knife, maybe a rope.
There was just a flash in the background, and General Zod was gone. Then the
Hey,
stream continued.
Dictator Cole, there's no need to worry because when someone gets up in his face, he just walks away.
That's right. When they come at him hot, he just
Come
walks
in
away.
hot.
when you come at me hot, I'm gonna walk away. Say, forget confrontation. Who needs that mess? Okay, well, do you guys think?
Yes, Albie, well said.
Do you guys think
I
in
don't
this?
remember what I said.
Return to sender.
Oh,
Hilarious.
Do you think in the state we're in now, do you think that Apple is right or wrong with this facial recognition, them working with ICE?
In the state of Wisconsin, if you're holding your phone too far away from your face in a blizzard, it can't see you anyways.
Okay. Thank you for that. Like, not even relevant answer.
You were talking about the state we were in. You asked about the state we were in. I was telling you about the state we were in.
Oh my God.
It's like winter half of the year here, man. Like, people still got to go get groceries. Like, you got to go outside. You got to live your life.
Purpose,
There's
right?
snow out there.
Perp in chat says every phone has facial recognition. Yeah, most of them do. Believe it or not. Yep. Also, the dictator in chat says Apple won in court, and eventually they let the government only open up part of the phone. So.
Yeah, they didn't let them get to the core. They just let them peel off the skin.
So
Because
as this relates to Amazon, though, I feel like this is a different situation. Do you think Amazon is right or wrong? Should they be working with ICE with this immigration situation? Are they responsible for the raids? Is Visa against immigrants?
No, I can't see you do air quotes in the dark, you putz. Jesus.
Just for you, Phoebe. Just for you.
The dictator in chat says I always use my phone naked because the camera is on. Well, that's good.
God help
Yeah,
the man who
I hope
recovers
he's
those
watching us
photos.
on his computer then. I really hope he's watching on his computer.
Do you guys see what I deal with? This is what it.
No, I don't see what you deal with. I'm reading what you deal with. I can't see it.
now you know how we feel dealing with you.
Yeah.
LB, after we had the hug out last stream, we were feeling the love, and then
like you're the offspring that's been like kicked in the head by boards.
You know what, Lee? You need to just accept that you are the dictator's crotch fruit. That is who you are. You're welcome.
So much fruit. We're getting fruit all over this damn internet.
Yeah. Love it, PB. Love it.
You know what? This brings me up to a great article that is relevant right now. Caring for your elders can take an emotional and financial toll. So,
I mean, okay.
Are we talking
sure.
about fruit still?
Yeah, like taking care of old fruit to keep it good, like takes a financial toll. You got to put it in the freezer, and you leave those bananas in there for a while before you're ready to make the bread. Like it costs money and space in the freezer to keep your bananas frozen. Is like that the toll you're talking about? The cost of electricity to keep bananas frozen?
no. People shared accounts of taking care of their elders and how it affected their lives in response to Heidi and Moore's query.
Oh, well,
So-
speaking of elders, the dictator in chat has a couple comments for you in there, or at least one. Well, two.
I'm sure they do.
Oh, I'll go ahead and read one at least.
Do it.
The dictator says,
All of
"Lee, if
them.
anything ever happened to your parents, you would be homeless." And then
I have a perfectly good school here.
Oh. Yes, you probably should have swung more. Was answering his question.
really
I don't
quick.
think that this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go. No, you go, Squirrel.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't think this next article is really directed at me because I'm not a damn Cherokee. I don't have any elders.
Ron from Chat Generation Productions says, "Joke. What did the people have? When did the people have technology in Bible time?" And answer is Adam and Eve had Apple and Moses had the 10 Commandment tablets. LOL. Oh, you forgot jokes at the end. But yes, I love Generations jokes. So, and Kermit's too.
Oh yes, they are hilarious.
And Wicked. Oh my, things escalated in chat. Okay, you can continue.
What happened?
Kermit sends his love to you. He sends you his love to you in chat.
Lee doesn't live in the dojo.
Yes, he does.
I think all
Confirmed.
that fruit.
Dude, like, he slept in the dojo and we were talking, and then some random person walked into the dojo and says, "Hey, Mr. Cole, are you okay?" And he was like, yeah, what? What? Oh, I need to hang up on the people I'm talking to so they can't hear this conversation. And that was the end of it.
We do have.
Motherfucker hung up on me and Squirrel, and I think there was one other person in there that I can't remember.
Was it Perp?
It might have been Perp.
Might have been Perp. Yeah, we actually have evidence of this as well because I sent them to PB, which was sound clips of the general snoring like a motherfucker in between us talking.
I was, yeah, I was. That was.
It was rude. Yes, I agree.
Well, I do have to get going, and I don't want to fall asleep rudely like some other people. So I will actually say farewell.
Oh, have a good night, Steve.
You're not going to fall asleep in the middle of the afternoon, man.
No, I'm going to go and hop on a speedboat and see if I can run into a catamaran.
Well, Godspeed, damn internet. Godspeed.
Have a good night.
See you guys. Have an awesome night.
See you, Stevie.
Okay. So caring for your elders can take an emotional and financial toll. Is that right?
Yes. And it's posed by Heidi N. Moore, who says if anyone else has found their lives turned upside down by elder care, boy, we can relate to that one. How are you handling it? What things have you found to make life easier?
I mean, you look creepy as hell right now.
So,
not you, LB. You look fine. You look like you just need to get another shot. So we need to get that fundraiser together.
Yeah.
Got something stuck in the throat.
I'm okay. I'm okay.
No fundraisers needed.
I'm all right. I'm fine.
What nonsense are we talking? Actually, we are lucky. My son has never committed a crime and is honest. Thank you. Totally opposite from his dad. Thanks. I appreciate it.
So his dad can actually like read through an article normally. Did you hear that sigh? Oh man,
And even
that's
sucked
what
his
it
teeth a
sounds
little
like
bit.
when you're getting burned.
You son of a bitch.
And
And he put, yes, I can. Damn it.
and the dictator also asked, why the flashlight, Lee?
Oh, the camera flashes every now and again when I.
Because I'm a villain.
Calling the cops.
Fucking thing.
So this was the question that was posed, and I wanted to show this thread and then kind of get your guys' thoughts and opinions about this, because I found it interesting, especially in the culture that we're in with these, you know, people, the way that they are.
What is this ridiculous? What was that shit?
What was what?
What is this weird screen sharing that you're trying to do right now? Figure it out, man.
Good night to Mega Jetty 1. He's heading out for the night. He says, gotta go to bed. Have a good night and see you all at 4 p.m. Peace out, my homies. I'm outie. Yes, sir.
See
He's
you,
gonna be
Mega.
his 300 sub plus stream this afternoon. So I will plug that here shortly, Mega Jetty.
I'll come if y'all remind me.
I will.
Yep, I'll come show you some love.
Like, remind me like 2 minutes before. If you remind me an hour later, I'll forget.
Is this like this is 4 p.m. Eastern Pacific time?
Shit.
Yes, it is. Thank you for translating it to Kandorian time.
What is this ridiculous screen sharing you're doing right now? What is happening?
So
why is your head giant and the screen small on the side? Nobody is appreciating this right now. Oh my god.
Hold on, let me see. All right.
Okay. LB's
this.
back. Good.
There we go. Okay, so Heidi
Much
posed
better.
this question, and she said, if anyone else has found their lives turned upside down by elder care, how are you handling it? What are the things have you found to make life easier? And so I want to read some of these responses. It said, thank you for posting this. I've been a caregiver. I have been caregiving for years, and as my brother is younger, have decades more in the future. Having to others speak to the loss of friends and the alienation helps me understand that what I thought was my interpretation is fact. Another person said, kept mom at home with round-the-clock Filipino.
With Ronda Rousey?
With round-the-clock Filipino caregivers.
Dude, they make delicious food. My mother works with a Filipino lady at her cheese factory. And when I go over there, I was like, oh, what is that dessert? And she goes, oh, the Filipino lady made it. And I was like, oh, yes, that's going to be delicious. Don't be knocking Filipinos, villain.
I was not.
The dictator in chat said, I think he meant to say Heidi, or Heidi sounds good. Tell Heidi to man up and stop crying. And I'm assuming that's General Zod.
That culture, the culture is taught. Their elders are revered. She put, but it's there are no nursing homes in Philippines. No, they just put them out to the pasture. Just want to say,
you have no idea how farming works in the Philippines, do you?
Just wanted to say, as a nurse in an adult daycare, planning for the future is not cruel. Please know there are resources. Look up respite care, long-term care, hospice, etc. It is not loving to drive yourself crazy trying to take care of loved ones. My
Don't
mother
drive
moved,
yourself crazy keeping your parents alive. That's what that person said.
basically. Jesus.
Here's Johnny.
My mother moved in with me 3 years ago. It's so fucking hard. I am extremely unhappy. My only relief will come when she dies. Oh my god.
Holy shit.
What the fuck did she say?
Like, take some
Wow.
fucking, take a drug. Find some drug, man. Like, pop some NyQuil and take a nap, minimum. Relax. Can't be that bad.
My only relief will come. Wow. So when I do lose my mother, I won't even get to feel normal grief. Whoa.
Like,
Damn.
go
Wow.
I would
watch
never-
Spider-Man. That'll make you feel better.
Shit.
Wow. Like, that is horrible. Emotional speaking is tough. Okay. Especially being an only child with no one else to help out. Then why are you on this? Why are you on this thread? You're an only. What? I didn't
Maybe
understand.
while
that
you're
one.
taking care of your elderly parents, then yeah, it's only on one
Hey,
kid.
man. If you were an only child, your parents should have been able to save that much more money, right?
Well, as an only child who had to take care of people, fuck that shit. Yeah, it's not as easy as it sounds, man. Yeah.
No. That's why these are jokes.
Oh, I know.
Life doesn't get easier, and once you make sacrifices and accept them, then dreams start to fade. But it's all for love. It's like, would you rather die happy or rich? Both, but you take what you can get. It sounds pretty sensible.
I will take happy.
Even motherhood didn't prepare me for being a mother to my own mother. I was lucky my husband, son, and friends were so supportive because it was emotionally, physically challenging on every level. Someone once said I wouldn't realize how hard it was until it was over. She was right. So yeah, that was pretty decent. But someone responding to that. A few more resources. We have 2 weekly chats on Twitter. Oh, this person's just promoting themselves. Okay, that's nice. Yeah, so there's some caring people there. What do you guys feel about this? Would you take care of your elders when they got older, or would you just like ship them off somewhere else?
I got to do the shipping thing. I can't do that, man. That's not in my DNA. They wouldn't want me to take care of them either. They'd be like, "Nah, man, I can't deal with this asshole taking care of me."
My dictator Cole, aka Father Zod, said
Like,
Lee.
you cannot hiccup when you say that. Like, in the middle, you can't hiccup and say my dick.
Oh, why? What? So he says, Lee, your mother will outlive everyone. Very true.
That's because she's a real ninja, unlike you.
And then added on to that, wiping one's ass will change everyone's feelings. So, LB, are you going to take care of your folks when they get in their elder years?
Well, my mom said ship her off to her home, so I ain't gotta worry about her. So I do what she says.
Jesus.
Squirrel, what do you think?
Well, I already did, and I'm not even 40 yet, so I got it all done by the time I was 30. So it's not fun. It's pretty terrible. And I was an only child, and there was family feuding and stuff that went on, and that's why I was power of attorney of like 2 or 3 different elders in my family. So I think it sucks, dude. And you don't have a lot of resources, but bitching about it on the internet's not going to fucking change it. And that's the truth of life. So you
So,
just have to deal with it. You know, you just
so
do.
when you were doing the Family Feud, did you get the $20,000?
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
Bastards.
I did not win the lottery. It's not how, unfortunately. Yeah, it's all crazy shit. But yeah, like, yeah, I think it's hard. I think it's hard to be a caregiver for your parents, especially if someone is very ill. Uh, it's not an easy job. It really isn't. A lot of people deal with it all the time, and I worked in hospice for a while too, helping families. So I would be that person that would come in and kind of like hang out, so they could go and get errands done and take care of themselves, right? But it's the hardest job to do in-home care. For you get like what do you call it? Caregiver fatigue. For caring for loved ones, and it is the most rewarding, but it is the most difficult job you'll ever have as a child, just like it is as a parent for a child, you know. But it's a different type of process. So there's good and bad parts to it. I'll say that. But in the end, though, I mean, it can be very entertaining with shit that goes on. So you're like, fuck it. Yeah, today's one of those days. It's no pants day. Yay!
I did a few years ago. I did a project for a what is it called, memory care facility. And yeah, man, like I gained a lot of respect for the people that the caregivers, because I mean they go through it, man. You gotta have some patience. You gotta have some lots of love. And I gained a lot of respect for them just watching how they operate with a lot of the people. And it's like, man,
It is interesting. You're seeing a lot more younger people now taking care of, of their parents. Like a lot of younger people. I mean, it's interesting online. I've run into quite a few people within the YouTube community that are full-time caregivers for one or both parents, and it's not easy. Um, the dictator says, if Lee's parents had to rely on him, we will kill ourselves. And
Very true points.
Wicked
I
is
forget
going
shit
to,
all the time.
and Wicked is saying, I wear my pants on my head. Okay, I'm leaving for real now. Okay, good night, Wicked.
Good night.
I mean, at least he's wearing pants.
And the dictator also said, I'm going to talk to Zod's mom about this question so we can laugh our asses off.
I know what my mom's response is going to be. Shit, I can take care of myself.
Oh, and Kermit says he never wears pants. And
Oh.
he just said on LB a comment, that's awesome, about this work with the the caregivers and stuff like that.
yeah, and I mean, it's funny because they brought me back on for another project because they wanted to build a larger facility, and so they needed like a video to show what goes on at the memory care facility and why they need it. So they had like a town hall thing so they could do a vote, and there was so many people that came to it that was against them building a bigger facility. And it's like the reasons they came up with for not doing it was just ridiculous. It's like, y'all are really selfish, man. I'm just like, y'all are terrible, man. Like, these people need this. They need this larger facility because they can't live in this smaller place anymore. Y'all are too busy worried about your home property value.
Yeah. That's sad, man.
Yeah, man.
To like be serious about the subject, I think that there's a mindset now, and especially with this bitchy soy based group of people we see coming up, where they're bitching about entertainment. So imagine asking one of these little pansies that we see coming on interviews and stuff who don't like the way there's no diversity. Imagine them being like, oh yeah, you got to take care of your mom. These would be the first people to ship their families off, and it's a shame because when you think back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, it wasn't even a question. You took care of your parents right up to the ending. No matter how hard it was, no matter how much of an inconvenience it was, someone took care of mom and dad. They took care of you. They took, our moms and dads took care of us for how many years? My parents still help me out. They're still helping me out. you know, and then your parents need your help and you're like, nah, forget that.
Man,
I don't know.
I got an
It's a whole different.
um interesting story. It's short, but I was one of my cousins had posted about something a while ago, and it was about hospice care and things like that. And there's different types of hospice. There is nonprofit and for profit. For profit is going to suck. You're going to have a lot of difficulties in some cases. I would say the majority of cases with for profit hospice organizations. But it was an article she posted about nonprofit, which is what I've worked for, and it was absolutely awesome. And this lady comes in there in her one of her friends in real life was going on this tangent about how hospice killed her mother and went on this huge fucking tangent. So I asked her, I said, well, I'm sorry, to hear that this happened to your mother. I've worked in hospice and, was this for profit or, was it non or, and she was like, well, it doesn't matter. They killed her and blah, blah, blah. And I thought about it and I took into account that this is, age generationally. I was trying to kind of gauge how old she was and she was quite older than me. And I said, well, were you a full-time caregiver, part-time? Where were you in this? Were you a full-time caregiver? She's like, well, she was in a nursing facility. And I said, okay, so you weren't there. And basically, you can't. And I said, how? Well, I didn't say you weren't there necessarily. I just said, how many times a year do you see your mother? And the answer was like once or twice a year. I said, so you didn't see the process that it led up to her death. You don't understand death and dying. You don't understand that there's a process. This shit doesn't always just happen like a bus accident, right? There are signs and symptoms, like her mother was suffering from different long-term ailments. So there was a lot of stuff she was going through for years, right? Like Alzheimer's and shit. So one of the recurring themes we see a lot of are absent children that are not involved at all. They just drop them off at the home and leave them there. And the saddest place in the world is going to a nursing home and seeing people on Christmas with nobody visiting them. And don't get me wrong, some older folks are going to be assholes, but I don't believe that anyone should suffer. You know what I mean? Especially that part of their life if they're dealing with their own ailments and shit. But this woman was not involved in her mom's caregiving process. She had no concepts of death and dying. There's a lot of fear around that, and I can understand it. But it just pissed me off. I was like, lady, sit down and relax, because if we're going to say that, there's an immaturity, absolutely. I think the immaturity, though, is what's the word? Not necessarily age restricted immaturity. I'll say that right now. But yeah, that really upset me. I was like, God, like you don't have a clue, because she was just saying she just up and died and they wouldn't give her any drugs. I'm like, they can't give her drugs when she's in hospice. She's like strictly on like, morphine. It's like very limited amount by law. You can't give people a bunch of like medications that are to extend their life if they're in hospice. Hospice is the end of life thing. Does that make sense? That's it. Like you're just on pain meds to keep your pain away, and that's the end process. So it's just lady was just talking out her ass and she was bitter, and this was years after her parent had died. This wasn't recent, but she had no problem accusing other people of killing her mother when she had no concept of what death and dying is because of her own fears. Very selfish, very arrogant, very sad. That's my opinion. Sorry, pissed me off, man. Absolutely pissed me off.
No, and my mom does caregiving for a living, and she works at this one particular building, and for this agency, she goes around and helps. And I mean, I tell her I don't understand how she can do it, because she's there like at the ending, and she would tell you so many stories about these kids that don't even come to visit. They don't care, but when the end comes, everybody wants to come around and ask what they got left. Yeah. And then they sit there and they bitch about them, being like, oh, they didn't leave me this, they didn't leave me that. They gave the car to someone else. And it's like, they gave the car to the person who was there. They gave their stuff to the people who were helping them out, because you guys dumped them off and couldn't give a damn about the rest of their lives. And side note, Dictator Cole says, son and friends, I'm hitting the sack. Great conversation tonight. I will show up again when I have absolutely nothing to do.
Sounds about right.
Oh, good night, sir.
But yeah, and it just pisses me off, because this fits what we always talk about with these people bitching and complaining. And you know, these are the next generation that are supposed to be taking care of the, you know, their seniors. And it's like, good God, what's gonna happen to the older community?
Hmm.
You know, it,
Man, and with so many people
oh,
that don't have like the money, you know, it's so expensive for nursing homes, dude. It's like $4,000 a month in some places. And that's like
Yep.
dependent on what ailment you have, right? So if you got Alzheimer's, you have to have a special facility, and that's like could be like double that cost in some cases, you know. And that's with going to like state-run facilities like, you know, the VA homes, or there's still a hefty cost, you know.
you
Insane.
realize everyone on this panel, we are fucked when we get older. Because
Oh
this
yeah.
new generation is gonna be taking care of us. We better have kids.
Oh yeah.
And make sure that we teach them right, because we're fucked if we gotta go. We're gonna be being taken care of by some blue-haired weirdo who's gonna be protesting.
Oh man.
Okay, I will make sure I teach my children to espouse the morals of Captain Marvel.
They're gonna be sitting there with their fucking Captain Marvel t-shirts, and we're gonna
And
have to
be
watch that
like,
shit. I
you
hope I
can
got
go.
dementia.
Yep, you can go anywhere and take any white man's motorcycle.
Oh my God. Your
I'm
kids just
gonna be
come home
fucking
every
90
day.
years old, and it's gonna be movie day, and they're gonna be like, "We're gonna play a classic. It was a big hit back in 2018, Captain Marvel," and I'm gonna be sitting there, barely able to talk, going, "Fucking Brie Larson, fuck!"
Oh my God.
God, that's gonna be my dying days. I told my daughter, I go, Sierra, Dad loves you, and when it comes to the end, I've left very specific instructions for Grandma. It's gonna involve a hole. It's gonna be easy to do.
Oh my God.
On that note, it's gonna say, fucking shoot me, dig a hole. If you want to be really fucking creative, you can put a little cross there. You know, maybe my name. I don't want no expensive tombstone, whatever. Just take some fucking sticks lying around, maybe draw a picture,
Hi, Perp.
say some thoughts.
So
Oh, he's finally back after I hassled him.
nah, I was even I had to do some things. No,
That was just coincidental. I just happened to hassle you at the right time.
nah, I didn't even look at the chat.
Yeah, I asked you what you were doing, and then you popped in here.
That's pretty crazy.
Now, keeping on the lighthearted pace that we've had tonight.
Yeah, no, I got a question. Because
Sure.
I clicked on this video that LB put in the chat. Like, you compiled this, or you built the video, or what do you mean by you did the video?
I shot it and edited it.
Like, you did the camera work?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And LB, I just wanted to say that's pretty cool, man.
All right, well, thank you.
I'm watching LB's video
Wait, where are we seeing
Okay.
this video?
Now,
in chat.
Okay.
racist joke incoming. None of these old white people were afraid of the black man.
No, they forgot I was black most of the time.
They're like, Jimmy, let's go out and gather up some of our neighbors to light the gas lamps. I don't know.
Half of them thought I was cute.
Hmm.
Oh, these people are extra white.
You know, and LB, they call you racist. Isn't that fucking hilarious?
Oh boy.
Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. That's just, it's crazy. I don't understand.
I want to make a horror movie out of this.
Hey, leave my videos alone, bro.
Oh my goodness. Perp comes in hot. Shit. Oh. I had a screen share moment here.
Oh,
This-
that's a nice video.
This wasn't
Yeah.
on the docket, but I felt I had to share it because it was LB's favorite topic that I had brought up a while ago, and I didn't get a chance to come into it.
What
Get
the
into
fuck
it.
does a while ago mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
let it go.
Go, bro.
Like,
I'm gonna mute.
like
I'm
a-
gonna mute this dude.
the fuck is this?
I'm gonna go. Wait, you go ahead, bro. I'm gonna go. Grab me some Cocoa Puffs, real slow.
Zoom in. What the fuck is this?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yep, there goes LB. Okay. Yep.
Hold on.
Wow.
Oh man. Rough days.
Hold on. Let me read the title. Let me read the title. Kenya's Homa Bay. Fart pushes speaker to suspend debate.
It was an international incident.
That's not my kind of cheese.
A heated debate about market.
Oh, I bet it was heated because he farted.
Debate about market stalls was disrupted by a foul smell and furious finger pointing at a Kenya Regional Assembly on Wednesday.
Get your composure, villain.
Local reports say, Honorable Speaker, one of us has polluted the air. I know who it is.
Well, I mean, we're talking about Kenya. It was probably the black guy.
God,
Yeah,
man.
reporter told Homa Bay Count Assembly, but the member he accused of farting is said to have replied, "What? I cannot do such a thing in front of my colleagues." Oh, Kenya. Oh,
The story is killing him.
oh my goodness. Oh, and these are the
Where-
bullet points.
Where
More
the hell are
news
you at?
right here. So,
Dude, that's not part of the article. The bullet points aren't part of the article. That's just other article links.
Oh my god. It's
I'm calling the cops. I'm sorry.
I told you this is a funny article.
Oh my god. Holy shit. It's okay.
Hoping to clear
God.
the air, the Assembly Speaker, Edwin, then instructed members to
No,
step
Edwin
outside.
who?
To step outside.
Edwin
and
who?
keep from the chamber.
Edwin who?
Use your imagination, you
Does
bastard.
Edwin have a last name?
No.
I
he's
thought
just
that it had a
regarded.
last name up there. Scroll back up.
Nope. I've already scrolled.
What a villain.
Reports also say he asked officials to bring air fresheners to make it pleasant. Get whatever flavor you will find in any office, whether it's vanilla or strawberry. We cannot continue sitting in an environment that smells bad. Yet the smell is said to have subsided before any such sprays were found, allowing the debate to continue.
Right, and right there, you'll see a bunch of bullet points for the article with pictures next to it. Right, Zod? Wasn't there some bullet points right there?
Oh,
Finally.
hey.
Perp is back again.
I've been backstage.
Or did I did it wrong? Perp is back. Back again.
I knew you were going to do that.
Because I'm white.
Yes.
Super
Typical
white.
man.
Typical white man.
The lonely banter, but no respect for the LB. So, I don't know. I had to bring this up because I thought that was
I
hilarious.
respect LB.
So, what
Yeah,
kind of
he doesn't think that the general is respecting the sheriff, Perp. He's like, no, I don't want to talk about this. He's like, no, I'm reading it, motherfucker. And he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna go get some Cocoa Puffs real slow and put this shit on mute. Peace, player.
Is he done yet?
Is who done yet?
Me. So quickly, what are your thoughts on
I mean,
this?
he's done reading the article, but now he's gonna like ask us questions about it. Like, what do I think about some Kenyan official farting?
Was it loud? Everybody heard that shit?
No, it seems like more like it was a silent but deadly, because they didn't hear it and they were like, "Oh, this smells terrible. We need some air fresheners."
I'm sitting here.
What else y'all got to talk about tonight?
Right. That's like that can't be a
what
real
the fuck?
topic, yo. That's a troll topic.
Yeah, what
It
else?
totally is. I have no idea. I don't know where this topic came from.
You should just go find something on like IGN or something.
Nah,
See what-
if we ain't got nothing else to talk about, you can wrap it up so I can go watch episode 2 of The Boys.
Okay, so we
So
can
you
talk
fall
about
asleep?
episode 1.
I haven't finished it yet, but yeah,
Oh,
I'm like,
did you see what happened to Robin?
I'm not familiar with the character names yet.
Robin is the girlfriend of the white guy who worked at the
Huey.
Oh
electronics store.
yeah, I saw that. I'm up to the scene where Buddy was talking to the girl superhero and he like had no pants on. I'm like, okay.
Yep, that was some funny stuff. I laughed quite heartily.
I'm up to the part where Keith, what's his name? Keith Urban?
Carl.
Yeah. I'm up to that scene where he introduces himself as the FBI.
Yeah, yeah.
I fell asleep through most of that shit.
What the fuck, Bert? How do you fall asleep during that show?
Let me tell you something, bro. Like,
I finished it though.
you just gotta disregard things Perk be saying. He be saying
How
things.
do you? No. Hold on. No, you can't. So you rewatched it so that you actually seen the whole episode?
No, I didn't rewatch it. I just watched all the way through.
So then you can't say that you finished it if
I
you
probably
like
woke
missed
up
part of
around.
it.
I definitely woke up after episode 2.
So,
and watched it.
you missed an entire fucking episode.
I got a nice little wind sucking, like, you know what I'm saying? But
Oh my god, this guy.
it's an okay show. I've seen better.
It's an okay show. I mean, I
Cobra
couldn't
Kai,
tell you if
but-
it's like the I've never seen Cobra Kai.
Watch that. That's epic.
Apples and oranges.
I'm just surprised that he actually said a show that wasn't an anime. Like, he's stepping outside of his comfort zone.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Like, would you say that Cobra Kai is better than Attack on Titan?
Fuck no. I would never say that. I would never say that.
You can't
Interesting,
compare
but-
it though. I mean,
But
apples
Perp
and
don't
oranges.
like superhero stuff.
I do like superhero shit. Like, I like My Hero Academia. I think that's better than
That's
a lot
not
of
that's
DC
an
and Marvel.
anime. That's not a superhero
But it's
thing.
based off comic books. Like comic book characters.
Manga. It's based off a manga. That don't mean it's a superhero thing.
It is. They're
Japanese comic book.
superheroes. It's based about a world of superheroes. But the powers are called, of course, they're like every
Like
so
85. Like 80% of the world's population
Yeah,
has a
he
corn.
showed me the person who's like Spider-Man, who has his freaking webs coming out of his elbows.
Yeah, it's tape. His whole cork is tape.
Yeah.
Just
It's tape. It's tape and ridiculous.
like
But
I like
yeah.
characters like All Might because he's pretty much like Superman, but like his powers passed down. So there's been other people that's had his power before.
Yeah, I like Homelander. He's cool.
All right.
I don't like Homelander.
Mad Squirrel, did you watch The
weird.
Boys?
Rambling, man. All right, Journals up. What else would you like to talk about?
Just ask Mad Squirrel if she watched The Boys.
Yeah, I've been watching it. Yeah, I've been going back over the episodes, and then also I promised Geekicidal Tendencies that I was going to watch Euphoria off of HBO. So I'm going to be doing that probably tomorrow, at least the first episode.
Okay.
I haven't done that yet, but Generation Productions in chat says, I guess you could say that was a ghastly experience. They didn't have to fumigate. They didn't have to fumigate the chamber for months. Roaches complain about the smell while everyone texts a shit emoji. Oh my. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, great topic.
Oh, and Kermit said he just finished The Boys. It was great. No FOMO.
So, did you think it was great? Did you watch the entire series already?
Yes. What I'm doing though is I'm going back over to try to get all the key points. There was so much shit going on that because I read the comics like forever ago. So in my mind, I'm having to go back and see where I'm picking up stuff where I remember, what episode was what going on. Because in my mind, I was just like, you know how episodes flow together. There was a couple in there. I was like, shit. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go back and watch the other one because I missed that detail, or because I had other people in the room.
Sure.
But yeah, I like it. I mean, honestly, I enjoy it. I don't care what the critics say; they're idiots.
The critics say it's bad?
Quite a few do, of course. It's this. It's so toxic. Welcome back.
It's so toxic. What do you mean?
Oh,
what do you mean? I think I'm halfway through episode 3 right now.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. What do you think so far? You like it, Phoebe?
I think that it's pretty freaking bitchin'.
It's pretty good.
Like it's a totally different take than I've ever seen on superheroes in the sense of how they are a company and being monetized the way that they are, and that they gotta like keep up appearances. And it's not exclusively about just going out there and saving the day.
Right.
Just like Hero Academia.
I have to sit down and watch
it more of if superheroes were YouTubers. And they got monetized.
Oh my. Yeah, financing.
I mean, I want to ask a bunch of questions, but I'm afraid that Zod will answer them.
Yes. Yeah. I will answer the shit out of them. Don't ask me.
Yeah.
You gotta sit down, go over all this. Yeah. Man,
but yeah, I mean, for a show, I probably give it like at least at this point, I give it like an 8 out of 10.
Wow, that's high.
It is. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
And my boy,
a lot of low points.
If I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I'd probably give it a 6.5. That's fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Okay.
That's like a D.
Because there's some stuff I like. It's just like I like the concept of it. It's just certain things. I felt like could have been done better. That's just how I feel. But
yeah,
I don't think it's fair to equate the 1 to 10 scale to a grading scale.
I don't understand how you can grade it, and you were saying you were falling asleep. Like you.
I fell asleep through one episode. No, it's good.
That's like a 10th of the show. Isn't there 10 episodes?
They got recaps.
What's going on, man?
They got recaps.
I gotta recap this.
What? Whoa! No! Hold on a second.
Oh no!
Stop the fucking! What do you mean they have to recap?
I can't watch one recap. Be like, oh, episodes 3, so we got to recap some recaps.
Oh, I thought you meant they had to recast the show. I was like, what?
No, he didn't say recast. He said
Oh, man.
recap.
Oh,
You putz.
You got too much flashlight going on over there.
Don't you have villain ears? Aren't you supposed to hear things better than we are?
nah, man, that's the first thing to go when kids are screaming all the time. And I got super great.
What kids? You like the ones that you teach professionally?
Yeah, they gotta scream loud.
I thought you said that. Oh my, that's right. You teach them to scream. Yeah, scream when you punch. It will make your punch stronger.
Yep.
Like Dragon Ball.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Kamehameha.
Get out.
I will say this. I think the Watchmen series is going to be better, honestly.
I mean, as long as it's the exact opposite of the movie, then maybe.
I think it will be.
Oh, on HBO. That's.
I mean, they're supposed to be similar, aren't they?
No, not in the least.
It's a
What do you
continuation.
mean, not in the least.
Not in the least. They're supposed to.
How is The Boys and Watchmen not supposed to be similar? Like it's a group of superheroes.
Oh, I
up
thought
in
you
a
meant
tower.
from the Watchmen movie to the Watchmen show or
I
something.
mean, the
Oh,
concept of the Watchmen is like like
no,
a realistic
like
take on superheroes.
yeah, like The Boys and the Watchmen are supposed to be similar.
Yeah, that's what allegedly, but very different. Very
What do you
different.
mean allegedly?
Allegedly, they're similar, but I don't see the similarities.
You mean I just said what the fucking similarity was, guy. It's a group of superheroes up in a fucking tower.
What?
Where do the Watchmen hang out?
The Watchmen hang out in a big flying owl.
Oh, it's an owl. My mistake.
Yes.
That's so much cooler. Ooh, ooh.
Well, if you see our clever icon here, we are night owls.
Who would win in a fight, Dr. Manhattan or Homelander?
Oh.
Ooh. Well, they're both essentially invincible. So, I don't know. They blow up the planet before there's a decisive winner. Because I don't want to say how the comics end Homelander, because that might happen. So, but I will say it would probably involve the planet blowing up, because essentially he's supposed to be Superman. So
that sucks. That sucks on
No,
titties.
he's creepy Superman. Herb,
Yeah.
stop ruining stuff for people.
I'm not ruining nothing.
Yeah, I'm about to mute y'all again. Y'all trying to spoil stuff.
Terrible. Terrible. You got to talk around the subject, around it, not head on.
I'm just thinking about that. That's the one thing that stuck out to me the whole series.
Don't be thinking about Homelander and his creepiness. Like, think about Homelander and him melting a gun onto someone's hand. LB already saw that. That was awesome as hell. I mean, I ain't never seen Superman do that.
Did anybody see that trailer for Wu Assassins on Netflix?
Oh shit! Yeah, I did this afternoon.
Yeah, I seen like the first 5 minutes of the first.
Looks good.
Like Woo Assassins, like WU.
Yes.
So it's gonna be full of Indians.
No.
No.
Fucking Zod, no.
It's a martial arts series.
Looks pretty
Indians
good.
don't know
Because
martial arts.
They
It's
don't
pretty
know
fucking violent.
martial arts, PB. I'm calling
Okay.
it. Fuck that, and fuck that dude playing in the fucking Eternals. Fuck him.
For no reason.
Hey, Kumail Nanjiani is a great actor. I thought you liked the movie Stuber.
Yeah.
Did
and
you like
he's
the
gonna
movie
be-
Stuber? In your review, you said you liked the movie Stuber.
Oh man.
You said Zod approves.
Oh no.
And now you're
Oh, man.
ragging on Kumail Nanjiani like he's not a professional actor, like they can't train him to fight.
Not same.
He's still
Not
goofy.
same.
What do you mean it's
I don't
not
see
the
him doing no
same?
martial arts.
It's different
Like-
cultures. One
What do you mean it's a
works
different-
style, one is a samurai. How are these
PB.
things the same?
Why can't they just teach him to be a samurai? Like people learn to be samurais all the time, don't they?
Nah,
Like
he
you
looks
didn't
goofy.
just
I can't see
magically
him.
become a black belt. You got taught how
looks
to
goofy.
become a black belt, didn't you? Can't they
These
teach
are
him
not the
some
same- these are
karate
not-
or some
These are not the
taekwondo?
same things. Samurai is different from being a martial artist.
Why can't
Samurai
they,
is
like,
Bushido.
you know-
It is the way of the sword. It is inherently through clans and shit like that. Okay, the Indians do not have a fucking samurai sect. Okay, there's
mean,
not a bunch of
can't they,
people
like,
wearing a fucking cow bandana running around and using a fucking sword. It's not a
They
thing.
could
It's not
teach him some
historical.
mushu pork.
Oh my god, you motherfucker.
So much rage.
I mean, you're telling me there's no swords in India? I've seen all kinds of swords from India.
Mm.
Like they had all kinds of swords when they were battling Alexander, riding on them
Different
elephants.
things. Totally different things. Totally different fighting styles. Totally different fucking stances. Totally different fucking militaries. Oh my god. Okay.
What does that have?
All
But
right,
it's a movie
I'm gonna
where
wrap
you're
this
gonna
shit
have.
up before you two
It's
cause
a
me to fucking
movie
blow
where
up the
there's
wall.
an Asian fighting, and they're all actors. It's not like they didn't go out and get a bunch of people that aren't actors and say, "Hey, we just want you to do kung fu, and then we're gonna get somebody else to say the lines later in between all of the kung fu-y."
This is the exact reason why fucking martial arts is being destroyed. This is the fucking reason right here. Oh my god.
This ain't why martial arts is being destroyed. Martial arts is being destroyed because of people like you that don't want to accept martial arts from all places on the globe. Like Indians can't be martial artists. That's terrible. How racist and bigoted of you.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Continuum Trick in chat says no fucking samurai in India though. LOL.
Thank you, Continuum Track.
And Generation Production says add pop culture PB. Get to the point. I sword point. LOL. Jokes.
Oh my god. Okay. All right.
I mean,
I'm
I'm pretty
wrapping it
sure
up.
all those
LB,
monks
go
up in
ahead.
Nepal. I mean, what country did Doctor Strange travel to?
It's supposed to be Tibet, wasn't it?
Tibet.
Yes.
What country is Tibet right next to?
China?
India?
Yeah, China.
Didn't they have a bunch of swords on the wall there? Weren't they teaching them martial arts in the courtyard? Like I watched that movie. You watched it too.
Son
You
of a
told me you
bitch.
liked it. You were like, Zod approves.
The silence is deafening.
Would that super movie be considered Bollywood?
All right, y'all.
Let's wrap this up, shall we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
LB, please, for the love of God, channel.
Subscribe to Mad Skrill. That's all.
Oh, thank you very much, sir.
Go ahead, man.
Oh, you're doing Mad Squirrel. Okay, I see how it is. Go Mad Squirrel.
You can find me on YouTube at Mad Squirrel and Twitter, SGT Mad Squirrel. And yeah, that's about it.
And Perp, go ahead.
I already said
Let 'em
that.
know.
It's Perp, and yo, go sub to the Lonely Banter.
Aww.
I just want to see him drink this bottle of Henny.
Look at that smile. Holy shit. He's so happy.
If you want to see quality content and just probably pure fuckery, if he drinks this whole bottle of Hennessy, it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. So sub to Lonely Banter.
Oh, God.
That's all I gotta say.
And the commander, the curator, and overall pain in the ass. PB, go ahead and.
I mean, I don't think that. I mean, neither Perp nor LB nor Mad Squirrel said that I was a pain in the ass.
Oh wait, I got one more thing to say.
Okay, go
The
for it.
boys is a hype train.
Oh shit!
Wow. I take it back. I take it
I just
back.
want to be
Edit,
controversial.
delete, shenanigans.
I just want to be controversial.
Good night to Generation Productions in
Motherfucker.
chat. He says good night to everyone on the panel.
Good
He's like, he
night.
can leave. He doesn't need to hear me and the other white guy plug our channels. That's understandable.
Oh, I've been throwing your links, so you guys are good.
Oh no, I get no. That's wonderful, and we appreciate it. Yep, I'm PB, and subscribe to Mad Squirrel. She deserves it. We need to get her over 100 subs so that she can claim her URL link.
Yeah.
And have a squirrel party with Mad Nuts.
Oh my.
You
We'll
just
call
had
it
Hey,
between
it's
the
on
nuts.
you now. Oh, sorry, Mad Squirrel. I mean to talk over you.
I know it's okay. Like I said, we just call it, like all the nuts or between the nuts. We'll
Oh.
just call it between the nuts. That'll be the celebration.
I love that.
It's your turn, General Zod.
And for all of you who have been watching, thank you very much. Also, I'm just going to announce this because
Said that
Skull has
wrong.
no clue.
Thank you very much.
But I have decided for my first Fandom Zone talks, I want it to be with Mad Squirrel.
Aw.
Which, Mad Squirrel, did you not know this?
Well, we talked about it in the past, like a while ago.
Oh my God! Once again, springing information on people that have no idea that it's coming.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Like LB called it yesterday because General Zod said, "Hey, I'm going to do my first Fandom talks with somebody that really deserves it." And LB went, "Hey, is that Mad Squirrel?" And he goes, "It's like he's in my head."
Thank you very much.
I think he realized, like, when he mentioned it a few weeks ago, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that nerd whatever. And I'm like, nah, bruh, you need to be Mad Squirrel first. It's like messed up. I guess he came to his senses, or the nerd girl don't talk to him anymore.
Shit. So much shade.
Oh man, literal shade. I'm in the dark.
Yeah, you're literally in the shade, motherfucker.
Please smile. Jesus
Shady
Christ. Can't even see him.
And no, actually, we do talk LB. And as a matter of fact, no, I wanted to do this because, like LB said, Mad Squirrel does a lot for all of us, and I appreciate it. I like to do an interview and do like a Barbara Walters thing.
Oh my God!
Dude.
You think that you're fucking Barbara Walters?
Are you gonna
Fuck
wear heels
yeah.
though? Are you gonna wear heels in the dress and a wig?
I shall.
Holy shit! You're lucky if you're the Betty White of interview.
Jesus Christ.
hey, everybody loves Betty White.
That's true.
They love her, but have you ever seen her conduct an interview?
Not really.
She can be interviewed. That's my point.
Well, you're just gonna have to tune in and
Motherfucker
find
thinking he's
out.
Barbara Walters up in here. Only what, the second most famous broadcaster ever after Walter Cronkite? And watch how the cookie crumbles.
Oh God.
So yeah, it's definitely tune in for that. And yeah, Scarl, I'll send you a DM and let you know when it is, but it will be very soon.
Okay, no worries.
Very soon, like tomorrow, some random time when you're doing stuff with your little squirrels, and he's like, "Yeah, let's talk."
I'm here. Where are you at? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm only fucking Walmart or some goddamn place.
Exactly.
Shout out to Continuum Trek in chat. Go check out his channel.
Yes.
For all your Trek news.
We love you here. So, anyways, thank you everybody. I appreciate having you, and don't forget tomorrow is the special, or later today is the special day. It's Michael K. Monday. Yes,
Yay.
folks, the beam of sunshine. Don't miss it. He's probably got some great shit for us. So, as always, remember the rule here on the channel. Kneel. Song.
No.